Hello, my name is Sarah and I'm from the Skills team in the University Library. This is video number 2 in our Referencing with Harvard, Hull and APA series. So we're going to look in this video at when do you reference. You need to use a reference whenever you quote directly from another source. So here we've got 2 examples. The first one is Harvard Hull, according to Ben Schoff, and then in brackets you've got 2011:29, page number, comma, in conceptualizing the power of the people, the newly formed United States based its national identity on the principle of equality. And around the quote you've got the double quotation marks and a full stop at the end. With APA we've got exactly the same. The only difference is that within the brackets you've got the year of publication, 2011 with a comma, and then P.29 for the page numbers instead of :29. You must reference whenever you're using well-known literature or theories in the field that you're working in. So for example we have here Duarte, and then in brackets 2010, developed the Sparkline presentation structure by analysing successful historical presentations. You need to reference whenever you use the ideas of others or want to back up your own ideas. So here we've got Marx's ideas regarding social theory have been hugely influential and shaped present thinking. And then in brackets at the end of the piece of information, you've got the reference, author Cuff, comma, 2006, close your brackets. There may be landmark legal cases or acts of parliament that you're just simply expected to know. So for example here we have the separation of black and white students in the American education system was deemed unconstitutional in the mid-50s, and then we've got the reference to that act or that legal case in brackets, Brown versus Board of Education, comma, 1954, close your brackets. Sometimes quotes can be single words, it doesn't have to be a phrase or a few sentences, and again we've got 2 examples here. First one is the Harvard one, said, brackets 1978:52 to show the page number, redefine the idea of Orientalism, and then you've got your quote marks around this, so it's this word that we're quoting, using it to refer to the misconceptions the West held in relation to Asia and North African societies. APA, again exactly the same, apart from in your brackets you've got 1978, P.52 to show the page number. Even when you're reflecting on your own experience, you can support this with citations. So if you're doing reflective writing, you can use evidence to back up your points in that as well. And this is an example. Reflecting on this uncomfortable experience has clarified to me the importance of early intervention when treating this condition, as proposed by Harrington, 2011 in brackets, and exemplified in Bates, 2012 in brackets. I will continue to use the reflective process, particularly post-reflective log template, and in brackets you've got a reference to that log template post, 2008, to record my reflections when on placement. Longer quotes, 20 words or more, and this is for Harvard Hull specifically in this slide, need to be in their own paragraph. So once you get to more than 20 words it becomes a longer quote, and it differs how you do this one. So you've got your essay, storytelling is pervading everyday life, according to Patty Sanchez of Duarte Design, and then instead of having your double quotation marks you can see the quotes in its own paragraph and indented. Everyone's a storyteller these days, from political candidates to pop singers. Communicators of all kinds are embracing storytelling techniques to connect with audiences and convey their ideas in a more memorable and engaging way. And then in brackets at the end you've got the author's surname, Sanchez, comma, year of publication 2014, and the page number 12, close your brackets. You then go on with your assignment, so in another paragraph, and you go back to your left margin. For APA, longer quotes are considered 40 words or more. Again, they need to be in their own paragraph like the Harvard Hull example, indented, but they need to be double spaced as well. So I appreciate this isn't 40 words long, but we couldn't fit it on the slide. So again, you've got exactly the same quote, indented, but it's double spaced for APA and it's 40 words or more. The other difference as well is that your reference at the end, you've got Sanchez, 2014, P.12 instead of the : and the 12. You need to reference whenever you use data or diagrams or images, and it's not just the written word. So we've got a couple of examples here. You've got an example from a web page. Between 1st of April 2018 and 31st of March 2019, the Trussell Trust Food Bank network distributed 1.6 million three-day emergency food supplies to people in crisis, a 19% increase of the previous year. And then in brackets you've got Trussell Trust, 2019. Even if you take data and make your own resources, so we've taken this information and made a bar chart, you still need to say where it came from. So you can see here we've got HM Treasury 2013, so that's where we got that data from. If you're citing several works by the same author, then there are conventions to follow as well. So this might happen if a certain author is prolific in a certain area and publishes quite a lot of journal articles. So for example, if you were quoting Smith and you wanted to quote two different works by Smith to back up the same point, in brackets you've got Smith, 2012, 2013, close your brackets, and that would show your lecturer that you're using two different articles or two different books written by Smith, but to back up the same point. Sometimes it might be that those sources have been written in the same year, so this often happens with journal articles because they're published so quickly. In this case, you would put Smith, 2012A, 2012B, close your brackets. This would show your lecturer that you're using two different sources by Smith, but they were published in the same year. Sometimes you want to reference something that has been quoted, reproduced or cited in a source you've read, so secondary reference. Our advice here is to always try to find the original source if you can. Sometimes it might be taken out of context, there might be a slight bias to it, it might be taken slightly out of what the original author meant it to mean. Never pretend you've read the original. So lecturers often have a sixth sense to know whether you've actually read a piece of information or not, and only include the book or article you have actually read in the reference list or bibliography. So it might look slightly like this. Harrison, quoted or cited in Smithson 2006, suggested that. So you've wanted to use this Harrison quote. First thing you should do is try and see if you can find the original, and if you can't, you need to be clear where you found it. So we've got Harrison, quoted or cited, so you've read it in this Smithson book. In Smithson 2006 suggested that. And it is the Smithson book that would go in the reference list at the end of your work. If you want to contact the library to discuss anything you've seen in this video, you can do so via the support portal at support.hull.ac.uk, via the library live chat, that's the yellow box on the library web pages, or you can find more skills support at www.hull.ac.uk/skills. Thank you.